All right, so I went through a few of these on page 41 last time. And if you look all the way down the page, you'll see there's A string, D string, G string, and C string. It's all the same pattern. You're just starting on a different string every time. So essentially the same thing. You're just getting used to doing it on all the strings. So I'm not going to go over that because I essentially did that already last week. So if you want to take a moment now and just kind of play through all of those, if you haven't already, that would be a good idea. But it's just the same thing. So you're just changing the string. Let's go over to page 42. I'm going to start at 183. Essentially, this is pretty similar. You're just going to be shifting in a different spot. This is slightly harder, though, because depending on how you look at it, because you're shifting after you do your second finger. So it's not like 1, 1, and we're doing 0, 1, 2, and then shifting up 1, 3, 1, 2, 0. So you're going up to third position here. So you're just going between first position and third position. You start in first position, second finger, and then you shift up to your first finger on D, that's third position. Now remember when you're shifting, and this goes for any time you shift, to make sure that when you shift your first finger up, that your thumb is not right behind. It's kind of hard to tell here. It might look like my thumb is right behind my first finger, but it isn't. Well, can we see here? Yes. So it's actually behind where my second finger would go, right? So be careful not to, this is what it looks like when they're perfectly lined up. Be careful that you don't do this, because then your hand won't be in the correct position. It's very tempting. I notice myself as I'm shifting up, like, but just brace my thumb or my index finger with my thumb here, and it makes it easy. But you want to kind of make sure that your thumb, your whole hand moves together. You're not moving it. Let's see how I could do this. You're not moving like this. That was kind of subtle, but this is how your hand should be, right? Your thumb and your second finger, your middle finger, move together. You have to be careful not when you're shifting to move your thumb behind your index finger. So keep those together always. Even if the shift is like this, right? You don't, with your first finger, 1, 2, shift up, 1, but my thumb stays put, right? Might be kind of hard to see and might be kind of a bad description of that, but hopefully you understand what I mean. Just making sure that your thumb is not getting tweaked at all and going behind your index finger. So this is where it would happen, right here. So make sure, try it a couple times, just those first 4 notes, and hold on that last note and take a look at your hand and see, is my thumb behind my index finger? Might be. You might be just perfect and you're doing it correctly, and that's great too. So this one we're shifting after your second finger up into third position. First finger on the D string is where we're going to land. So 0, 1, 2, first finger shifts up to D, and then we do our third finger, back down, now second finger, in first position, let me play that for you again a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. put that little kind of triangle, half triangle bracket there to just remind you that you're not shifting yet. You're going to do your second finger there. So anyway, kind of a weird thing to put in there, but whatever. So the next one, essentially the same thing. We're starting on the D string. I'm sorry. Yeah, D string. Okay. Let's just try it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift. Shift. 2, 3, 4. Okay, down to the next one, which starts on the G string. Now this time, look at that. We actually have a different shifting pattern. So you see how for the B natural, so we're actually going to go 0, 1, 1. So this will be interesting to do once I've gone through the whole thing, to go through it from the beginning and do that 0, 1, 2, 1, right? Shifting after your second finger. And then on the second line of the music, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4. So anyway, that's a change. Definitely worth noting. Okay, so let's go to C string. And this is the same thing. So 0, 1, 1, going up to second and a half position. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's try 183 from the beginning. Third position for the top line, second and a half position for the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift. Shift, second finger. 2, 3, next 1. Second and a half position, 0, 1, 1. 2, 3, 4, next one. 2, 3, 4. Off. So there you have it. There's all of 183. Let's look at the next one, 184. So this last one was C major. You can see what it says after 183, C major. 184, G major. Looks like it starts the same, doesn't it? Except, here's the trick with this. Is it does look the same, doesn't it? What looks different about it? Anything? Let me see, just scanning it? No. So how is this different? It's the same exact thing, right? Except for the key signature. So you have to remember to put F sharp in there. So that will be, of course, your third finger on the D string. And it doesn't tell you, right? When you get to that point in the music, it's just, there's no finger number there. So you could easily just do the same thing and be like, this is just the same exercise. What the heck? But actually, yeah, we have to do that F sharp. So let me start from the beginning, and then you'll be able to hear where that F sharp is. Okay, so 184. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next one, here it is. Third finger. Next one. can see there, it does give you the finger number because you're shifting. So that one's a little bit easier. This just tells you instead of second finger, you're doing third finger. But of course, right above that, D, E, F sharp, third finger, and then you shift. First finger to G for the third position. That's on the first line there, right above the C. Okay, so, I mean, yeah, pretty similar stuff. But those little details really do matter, right? If you're playing a song and it's in G major and you don't play F sharp, you're playing the wrong note. So it's a subtle difference that they're like kind of testing you, I think, a little bit on this part. So then we have 185, you go into D major. So essentially, we are still doing the same exercise, it's just plugging in different key signatures. So for D major, we have, as you can see, F sharp and C sharp. So for the first part, right, we have to go up to C sharp instead of, right, or doing, however you do the fingering. So yes, you have to shift up to that C sharp. The next one. Just quickly so you can hear them. Oh. So the last one, you see how it says half, right? Under that C. I'm on 185 now, just in case you're lost. The second line of this, the fourth measure. So you've got C, but it's actually C sharp, right? Because of our key signature. So we don't want to do regular open C, right? We're gonna be in half position, first finger. And so C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G natural, oh, that's weird. Hold on. Yeah, that's especially weird. So C sharp, D, that's a half step, and then E, F sharp, G. I don't know about that. It's just an exercise. I don't like the sound of it, but it really does go outside the box, so that is a good thing. It's like there's nothing familiar to grab onto, right? So I think that's a good thing about that. You have to really trust the music and pay attention to that closely. So have fun with that this week, and see you next time.